on the Wyoming Cowboys. I'm your play-by-play announcer this evening, Donovan Hicks, and I'm joined to my right by our color commentator, Gilder. How are you doing tonight?
Doing really good. We covered the last game for UNLV, and I really like to see what UNLV does today. We're looking for consistency. 2 games ago at home, they lost to Air Force in really humiliating fashion, getting decimated by them, but then they came back and they won their next game. So let's see how they do tonight against Wyoming.
Yes, UNLV comes in on a 2-game winning streak. So does Wyoming. The only difference is Wyoming winning 4 of their last 5 games, including 2 teams that the Rebels fell to, the Colorado State Rams and, as you mentioned, the Air Force Falcons.
Yeah, so last time that they played CSU, Wyoming, overtime victory, then they defeated Air Force. Just that Air Force game for UNLV was really wacky. A lot of 3-pointers that they were making that UNLV couldn't make themselves. That was the one-sided game from the start. Let's see what happens tonight. Let's see how UNLV starts.
Here we go, the tip-off commencing right now. And it is won back by UNLV. The freshman sensation, Dean Thomas, will carry this ball up court. Carries it mid-court, looking to pass it. Passes it down to Caleb Boone. Or Kalen Boone, excuse me. Keelan. Now back to Deaton. Deaton looking down low. He'll go back up to the top of the key. Keelan moves it out to Luis Rodriguez. He pushes in, takes the shot from just outside the key. It's going to bounce off the rim, and Wyoming will rebound it and move it up court. Right now it's Akil Cott. Cott moving it outside from beyond the arc. Still looking for a pass. Can't find one. Now he moves it inside. Now back to number 1, Brendan Wenzel. Wenzel now looking back to the outside. And that will be Sam Griffin, the leading scorer for the Wyoming Cowboys, trying to make something happen here with 10 on the shot clock. Still moving it from beyond the arc. They haven't been able to move the ball inside. Now, number 33, Mason Walters takes the shot, moves it off to Akil Cott. Will take a floater, and that'll go. First points on the board go to the Cowboys.
Really good shot there by Cott. Looked like it was controlled chaos there with a little bit hectic over there. Under 10 on the shot clock, but made a good fadeaway, made the shot.
Now back on top, it's Luis Rodriguez who controls, passes it out. And the 3 will not go. It rattles off the outside. That was Keelan Boone who took that shot. Now back up to Sam Griffin. The senior moves it off. Number 44, Caleb Powell. Powell now moves it off again to Cott. Cott drives in, maybe trying to get his second basket at night. Nope, they'll pass it back out from beyond the arc. Now it's 3, Sam Griffin. Pushes it to the outside, way across, all the way to Brendan Wenzel. Wenzel now moves it back to Griffin. Not a lot of movement inside for the Wyoming Cowboys. Still from beyond the arc, and then looked like that may have been a foul, but it wasn't called. And now they move in and will not go. And it would have been a shot clock violation anyway.
Yeah, it was a carryover that the crowd was mad about. It looked like Griffin carried it over and there was no call there.
Now Dean Thomas controls in the corner. Now he passes it down to Caleb Boone. And they exchange again. Caleb Boone has it, throws it to the middle, and it will go off of a Wyoming Cowboy, and the Rebels will retain possession.
Yeah, Rebels are going to get possession here. Not a great start for them, but also Wyoming. Not a lot of times you see the men's and women's team have a similar style of play, but both men's and women's teams slower style of play. They'll use the shot clock, and Wyoming both times did themselves.
And just like that, they'll pass it back in, and a miss by Luis Rodriguez. Now the Cowboys will move it right back up, and that's Akil Cott, who has the only 2 points of the game to this point, and now moves it off to Griffin. Up top of the key by the UNLV logo. He'll push it down. Now to the outside. Cott moves it back to the same spot. Now he'll push it off to the side. Still beyond the arc. Moves it down to number 44, Powell. Now gets it back, pushes it in, takes a floater, and that will go as well. So 4-0 Cowboys.
2 good mid-range opportunities there by Cott. If he didn't make them, coaches would normally say, I don't know if that's really the best shot selection there, but Cott looking good with that fadeaway so far today. Let's see if his luck can stay with it.
This one will get past to the outside 3. Splash! Just like that! Even Boone puts the Rebels on the board. Now the Cowboys look to push this ball back up. A 1-point game now, 4-3 after Cott's 2 baskets. Cott looking again. He'll throw it down inside. That's going to be Powell. That'll actually be, no, that will be Powell. Now back up. And across a 3-point try by Brendan Wenzel. That won't go. Now go back up top. Cott takes the 3. That will also not go, and it'll be rebounded by the junior sensation, Rob Whaley Jr. Now, Dean Thomas pushes it back up court. Beyond the 3-point line, looking for a lane. He'll give it off to Whaley. Whaley fakes the shot, gives it back to Dean. Now Keelan up top. Goes to Luis Rodriguez on the outside. Passes it down low. That's Caleb Boone. Has to make a move. Goes inside, and it won't go. Not really that close. Looking for a foul call. Won't get it. And now it'll be Sam Griffin who pushes the ball back up court. And Griffin cuts to the middle, goes back outside. Wenzel pushes it in, and he will not get it. It's rejected by Keelan Boone. And here come the Rebels off the court. giving it off to Rob Whaley. Whaley down inside trying to push into the key, gives it back up. Keelan already has 1-3. He takes his second, and that one won't go off the rim.
It looked like his foot was on the line there, but shot was no good. Looked a little bit rushed on that shot as well. So I feel like UNLV, they got have a little bit more passing, got to cool it down a little bit. They look a little bit too rushed out there.
Yeah, they look really rushed right now. They had an opportunity, plenty of time in the shot clock. This one's going to be passed down inside. Mason Walters pushes it in, now goes back out high. 13 now to 1, that's Wenzel. The 3 will not go. And now the Rebels will have possession, and they will take their time moving the ball back up the court.
I think both teams look a little bit rushed, not just UNLV. Even though Wyoming using the majority of the shot clock, they still look a little bit rushed there on their possession.
A little bit too many passes. Like, you like to see pretty passing, but it's coming too fast and too furious as Keelan has it now at the top of the key. Off to Dean Thomas. Thomas cuts in, tried to let a floater go, and he'll be fouled on the shot. The foul will go against Brendan Wenzel. And that'll be the first timeout of the game.
Yeah, I really feel like Wenzel got Dean Thomas out of that play right there, because Thomas had a really bad shot selection. Looked like he was double teamed deep mid. It was like a deep 2-point shot. It didn't look like he had a high probability of going in, but it didn't go in, but he got lucky with the foul.
Yeah, it looked like even Rob Whaley may have been in the key, maybe trying to avoid a violation, but I don't think it even taken up that much time. So interesting shot selection. He gets a little bit, he was free on one side, but when you have still 22 seconds on the shot clock, there's no reason to take that.
Yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of bad shot selections so far in the first 5 minutes by UNLV. And then for Wyoming, their shot selection hasn't been that good either, but they've been making their shots. So 4-3. It's a low-scoring game to get started, but I feel like both these teams will adjust throughout.
I feel like the Mountain West Conference, it's a really big conference based around the 3-ball, and Keelan Boone's so far the only shot to go down for the Rebels is that 3-ball, and it's still a 4-3 game, and it's almost 5 minutes into the first half.
Yeah, Wyoming, they're just under 40% from 3-point range, so you'll see them shoot the ball a lot, and they're going to make a lot of shots. That's why these teams in the tournament, they make runs, is because of their 3-point ball.
Yep, and that's exactly what the Rebels are going to try and do, as well as the Cowboys in the Mountain West Tournament coming up next month. It feels like the season has flown by, hasn't it, Ryan? Yeah, it's really flown by. It's like, you tell us now we're in the back end of the season, I'll be like, what? I bet the season just started, but yeah, already March is right around the corner. February is already here, and they're really a month away from the Mountain West Tournament that's going to be here in Thompson Mack. Yeah, one of the most entertaining events here at the Thompson Mack that we put on. And additionally, I want to bring up a point you brought up, that this team is much different, this Wyoming Cowboys team, than it was last year. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're a young team. Currently sitting with 3 seniors and a sophomore in the summer. Yeah, because there's no more Grammy K, there's no more Hunter Ball and Otto. Those are 2 of the big role players that were on this team. Not role players, but Grammy K, he was a star on this team. So to kind of rebuild, almost like how UNLV does every year, but for Wyoming, they're doing good. They're 12-9. They're staying alive in the conference and having great, but they gotta keep that temperature going for the tournament. That's for sure. As this timeout has come to an end, players and coaches returning to the bench, and the ball will be made in the freshman Thomas's hands. Opportunity for his first points of the night as he goes to the line. He'll be shooting 2 after the foul by Brendan Wenzel on a shot. Yeah, first Isaiah Cottrell was at the free throw line. I was like, you haven't been in yet today, Cottrell. And here we go. Thomas, I think it's time for his free throw. And it will go. So the game's now tied 4-4 with 15:23 to go in the first half. Thomas receives the ball, looking for make his second of his 2 free throws. And his second point of the night. It is up. And it is good. The Rebels take their first lead of the game, 5-4. And now, this game, I just have a feeling going to be a lot of lead changes throughout. Sam Griffin pushes this ball up the court. It's beyond the line. They look like they're trying to move it down. They can't. Now it's going to be passed back up to Powell. And now Powell will give it off. And now it's going to be pushed in by Cott. Cott, who had the first 2 baskets, tried to lay it up and in. It won't go. Now it's freshman Dean Thomas up the court. Looking for a pass inside. He'll take his time. Like we said, they were a little bit rushed through their first couple of possessions. We'll see if they take their time now. Rodriguez, he drives in, looks back to the outside, and he'll give it off to Thomas again. Thomas, now, back high, Keelan Boone. Looking to pass it off. He will. Now down. Look to go to Rob Whaley Jr., but it will be a foul on the Cowboys, and the Rebels will retain possession.
Both these teams defensively completely opposite right now. Wyoming, they're defending the perimeter a lot. They're trying to, actually, UNLV, they're defending the perimeter a lot, not letting UNLV get as many deep looks. And for UNLV on defense, they're trying to get more closer to the paint so that Wyoming has to shoot from deeper.
Now Brooklyn Hicks will check in. Isaiah Cottrell checked in after the last timeout, and Hicks will carry it around the arc, and he'll dish it down to Rob Whaley Jr. Jr. back up high. Isaiah Cottrell, first three of the game for him, and that will not go, but Luis Rodriguez rebounds that. There's a back out high to Brooklyn Hicks. Hicks calling for Rodriguez to move down low. Now decides to pass it off to Keelan Boo at the top of the key. He'll go back out. Brooklyn Hicks a long three. Splash! The Rebels up 8-4.
Yeah, Wyoming's leaving the deep three open because they're saying UNLV, they don't want them to lose in the paint. They have three at the paint, but UNLV, watch, they're going to be playing tight defense around the perimeter.
Now, Brendan Wenzel, who will move it back down to Mason Walters. Walters moves it in. He makes a nice cut, and he'll make that easy. 8-6 now. The Rebels lead cut down to 2.
And that's the adjustment. You got to attack the paint if you're Wyoming because UNLV, they're tightly defending the perimeter. So both these teams trying to figure out the other team's defense.
And Rob Whaley will cut in, and he'll answer right back. Now 10-6. UNLV as the junior Whaley finds his first basket of the night.
Yeah, Whaley's a guy, doesn't matter what the defense is, he's going to get his points. So expect a lot from Rob Whaley. He's worked his way from being a role player off the bench to being one of the key starters on his team.
And now that one's passed to the outside. Splash! That'll be number 1, Brendan Wenzel, with his first 3 of the night. The senior cuts the Rebel lead to 1, 10-9.
And that can't happen. You can't leave anyone in Wyoming wide open for 3. They shoot the ball around 40% from beyond the arc, and that's taking contested and uncontested shots into account.
And a nice move there by Brooklyn Hicks as he avoids the steal attempt. Now back high to Cottrell. Cottrell looks to go wide. He'll go back to Brooklyn Hicks. Hicks trying to make a move. He cuts in to the key. Look to put one up. No, he'll dish it off to Rob Whaley Jr. 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. Whaley puts it up, and it will not go. Wait, there's a little bit of a stroke for the ball. Luis Rodriguez fights for it. He got it. Gives it back up to Rob Whaley. Now Whaley trying to fight through contact, and he draws the foul.
Yeah, Whaley, really good job. He's almost like a running back there because going up for the shot, it wasn't about the shot going in or not. It was trying not to get a jump ball because at the same time, Cott had some hands on the ball. So he almost shot the ball with like both his arms wrapped up around the ball because he just didn't want to get a jump ball call.
Whaley has been a real physical force that a lot of teams have had trouble with so far this season. And now he'll head to line for his first 2. UNLV currently leading 10-9. And Whaley will take his first free throw attempt, and it'll go. Now the Rebel lead up to 2. It's 11-9. And that will be Luis Rodriguez, who will get credit of the steal. One of the best ball stealers in the Mountain West. Back a couple weeks ago at Colorado State was actually at number 1. Not currently sure where he sits in those standings right now, but still excellent defensive player for the Rebels.
And he's the only returner that is on the starting lineup for the Running Rebels. He brings in a lot of veteran leadership, and it's hard on a team that doesn't have a lot of experience working together to get chemistry. And sometimes these teams, they either never gain chemistry or it takes them a really long time to get it together. So it's good to have returners like Rodriguez on the lineup to help out the team in that category.
And Whaley's second free throw will not go, so the Rebels will lead 11-9. Is now pushing it up the court is Sam Griffin. Griffin makes a move. He'll go low, back up high at the top of the key. That'll be number 15. Ole Kajenitz. Kajenitz now dishes it off back to Cott. Cott lost it, but he'll get it back. Now back to Kajenitz. Dishes it off. Cott looking for a shot. He'll take it, and it'll go. Third basket of the night for Cott, and the game is tied at 11.
All 3 of them fadeaways too.
He's got a nice shot. Because now Brooklyn Hicks will push it past half court. Right at the UNLV center logo. Looking for somebody to get open. Not much movement from the Rebels right now, and now Luis Rodriguez will get free into the corner. Trying to go against Cott here. Dribbling around, he'll go back up high to Brooklyn Hicks. Now, Whaley tries to set a pick. Didn't really work, but Whaley will get it back up high. Now he'll cut towards the middle. Whaley up, and it's good. And now a 13-11 lead.
It doesn't matter what the defense is. You can have 4 players on the paint. Whaley's still going to find a way to get buckets.
A great drive to the net by Whaley. Continues his good start to the first half. Now, Kajenitz passes back up. And that'll be Brendan Wenzel. Wenzel back over to Griffin. Griffin pushes it, now back up high. That's Wenzel, and it will not go. And Brooklyn Hicks will take it back up the court. The Rebels trying to go on a little bit of run here of 11:30 remaining in the first half. leading 13-11. Hicks at the UNLV logo, surveys the scene, pushes it to the Thomas and Matt Lowe, right beyond the three-point line. Trying to make a move on Cott. Not much movement here. Now Hicks cuts to the middle, at the key, trying to let a floater go, got his own ball back, then shoots it again, and it goes! 15-11. And Griffin now, the senior, pushes it up half court against Luis Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to press a little bit on him. Now laid out to Gadgetz, and then back to Cott. The hot hand continues for Cott, and laid it back up to Gadgetz. Gadgetz off to Griffin. Griffin at the three-point line, cuts back, trying to go against Rodriguez. Nice pass down low, but rejected by Rob Whaley Jr.
Wow, Rob Whaley, he just took the ball straight out of Gadgetz's hand while going up for the layup.
And now, Whaley Jr. will pass up to Luis Rodriguez. He'll make a drive to the net, up and in! The Rebels lead 17-11. Griffin now, up the court. That'll be Mason Walters. First touch for him in a little while. He pushes it right up behind the three-point line. You hear the Rebel chant here as the crowd is getting into it here at the MAC. Walters looks down low. He'll go back up high. That's Wenzel. Wenzel across the cut. His first three of the night. In. It will not go. Ball still up, and the Rebels will rebound that one. And now up to Brooklyn Hicks again. Hicks at half court. Surveying again. Ever since Brooklyn Hicks has come in, the offense has started up for the Rebels, and you can tell that they're a lot more patient. As now, Whaley with the hot hand tries the three. That won't go, and it's rebounded by Gadgetz. Maybe a little bit of a heat check there for Whaley. And now Sam Griffin will take this up the court. Griffin off to Gadgetz, back to Griffin. Right at the logo, he'll push it in. Right to the key, now back up high to Gadgetz. Gadgetz won't take the three. He'll leave it off to Cott. Cott, right at the three-point line, 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Gadgetz looking for a pass down low to Cott, can't find it. Now he'll push into the key, and his shot, and it is not going to go. It looks like it was blocked down right in front. Number 22, Carl Jones.
Yeah, really good job by Carl Jones by defense there. You see, Coach Kruger, he's going for size more than anything right now. What happened with Caleb Boone? Now he put Isaiah Control, 6'11". Then he took out Control, put in Carl Jones, 6'10". He wants the taller defenders on Wyoming's big men.
Yeah, and it's working right now. And a good thing that you want to point out to those big men, do not foul them. Just get inside the lane and make it tough to drive to the net, and that's exactly what they're doing so far.
Yeah, we'll be back right after this break. We're at a media timeout, score 17-11 with 9:22 remaining in the first half. We'll be back right after this.
All right, welcome back here inside the Thomas and Mack. UNLV currently leads 17-11. with 9:22 to go in the first half. Rebels got a little bit of a run. It's been led by Rob Whaley Jr., including a defensive block, a couple rebounds, and 4 points for him.
A really good job by Rob Whaley today. He's doing a really good job in the paint. And what that does, it makes Wyoming have to defend the paint more and more and more. What does that do? It opens up the perimeter.
And it's immediately stolen there by freshman Dean Thomas. Up, and it is laid down. What a nice play there. Brooklyn Hicks ends up putting it down. That was Jackie Johnson there. Pushed the ball up court. And now it's Sam Griffin. Griffin at the logo. He'll push it down to the three-point line. Looking to go against Keelan Boone. Now Caleb. And now there's going to be a foul against Caleb Boone.
UNLV foul is number 10, Caleb Boone. His
first foul of UNLV's first half.
And I also broadcast for UNLV hockey, so a lot of lines get kind of names, nicknames. Because, teams don't want you saying the first line, second line, third line, fourth line. And what this UNLV line is, if you called it a line change, this is more like the speed line. You got 4 guards, and then you got Caleb Boone, who's going to be the facilitator at the paint. So watch UNLV drive a lot more and try to shoot a little bit more around the perimeter.
And Cott tries the three. That won't go. It will be rebounded by the Rebels. Right now, a 7-point run for the Rebels. Deaton Thomas at the logo. Goes around, leaves it off for Keelan Boone. Keelan Boone motioning for Luis Rodriguez, Jackie Johnson up high. Johnson at the logo. This is it off to Brooklyn Hicks. Brooklyn Hicks at the three-point line. Looks to create a little separation now off to Keelan again. Keelan down low, pushes it in. It's Caleb. Caleb up, and it will not go. The two brothers tried to connect there, and now it'll be Cott again who pushes this ball up court. Cott against Jackie Johnson. Good pressure there from Johnson. Johnson at the line. Switch it off to Caleb, and now it's Brooklyn Hicks. Now Walters, that one will give it off to Wenzel. Now back up high. It'll be Caden Powell, leaves it off for Cott. Cott back to Powell. Powell will put it up, and it will go. So the first basket for Wyoming in about 4 minutes, and the score is cut down to 19-13. Now Dean Thomas pushes it up for the Rebels. And the key. Now he drops it off to Keelan. Keelan looks to drive in. He goes up, and it won't go, but he will draw the foul. And that'll be the third foul of the night for the Cowboys.
And what you see right now is that Wyoming, UNLV can tell they're playing man. So what UNLV trying to do is move the ball around and find a matchup that you like. What matchup did they like? They like Caleb Boone, they like Keelan Boone, so they've been giving it to them to the last couple possessions. And it's been paying dividends as Keelan Boone drove to the basket in the last possession.
Yeah, and I think something to point out right now is UNLV is still going with the hot hand. Still a lot of starters out there. They're switching out the bench players, and the bench players are also contributing. On the other side, the Cowboys, not as many substitutions so far in the game, and it's been a lot of Cott and Griffin still in this game, and they haven't found exactly the right matchup or combinations so far in this first half, as they still trail by 6, and that was actually their 4th foul already of the half.
Yep, score is 19-13. There's a commercial break with 7:41 remaining in the first half. We'll be back right after this.
are back here inside Thomas and Mack. Your Runnin Rebels lead this game 19-13 with 7:41 remaining in the first half. And Keelan Boone is hanging the line to shoot 2 free throws after he was fouled on his shot inside the paint.
A really good job there by Keelan Boone driving to the paint there, trying to foul. He's going to get 2 shots now. Actually, they're caught on the ground. I'm a little surprised. It looked like the foul was when he was going up.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to reverse that one. So Dean Thomas will inbound this ball, and it will be to Caleb Boone. Now back to Thomas. He'll take a quick 3, and it will rattle in and out. And now this ball will be pushed up by Griffin. Griffin trying to get past Jackie Johnson. Good pressure there on the defensive side of the ball. Now to Cott. Cott with Whaley guarding him. Now dishes it off. That'll be Powell. Powell gives it back up to Cott. Cott beyond the 3-point, back to Powell. Powell hasn't done much outside of the 3-point line. Now it'll be off to Griffin. Griffin laying that back out to Cott. A lot of pressure there. And Cott's 3, almost an air ball there, but the Rebels will take back possession, and Dayton Thomas will push it up court.
Cott's had very interesting shot selection the entire game. A lot of fadeaways. A lot of shots that people would say don't take, but he's made a lot of them as Jackie Johnson shoots it from forever.
Splash! Jackie Johnson from way out high. And the Rebels have a 22-13 lead.
He shot that from my apartment all the way to that basket. Wow.
Oh, man. And now Griffin will take a 3 of his own and splash. That one will go as well. So answered right back, and the lead cut back down to 6, 22-16.
Yeah, like I said, after the 5-minute break, I think both teams will just take some time for them to start heating up in this one. That's what's been going on.
And Keelan fouled on a shot there. Maybe should have thought about taking that 3. There was nobody around him. Instead, he drives into the key, but he will draw the foul. 5th of the game.
Well, he thought he could create a 3-point play by drawing a foul and making a shot, but the only thing is that the shot only went about 2 inches off his hand.
Yeah, it rolled off. Just a little bit of a layup, a little bit of a floater that didn't quite go. And now Keelan will head to the line.
That would even make the Pee-wee hoop. that one just like a couple inches up and just right back down.
Keelan, first of 2 free throws, lead his fourth point of the game, and it will not go off the rim and back down. So now second free throw coming in, and Luis Rodriguez coming in for Jackie Johnson. Johnson had that 3 and had playing great defense at this point, so that both those guys great defensive players. And Luis Rodriguez now coming back in. Now Keelan will get the ball back. Second of 2 free throws, and that one will be up, and it will not go either. So usually a pretty consistent free throw shooter, and Keelan Boone misses both. So the score remains 22-16.
They've had trouble from the free throw line this season, and it hurts you in games because if you only win or lose by just a couple points, those free throws, they really come to bite you later.
And now number 1, that will be Wenzel. He'll go up and lay it in, and the Cowboys starting to make a little bit of a comeback now. Now only a 4-point game, 22-18. And that one will be thrown down by Dean Thomas. Like to go inside to Caleb Boone, but it ends up being right off the shoe of a Wyoming Cowboy defender, and the Rebels will get the ball back.
Yeah, it's a kickball violation, but here's the thing about the kickball violation. You have to intentionally kick the ball. If the ball just happens to hit someone's foot, that's not a kickball violation. I feel like sometimes referees, they're too whistle heavy on that call when sometimes it's not on purpose.
Now inside, Keelan to Caleb Boone, the 2 brothers working together. Caleb from inside the key floats it up. It won't go. Rebounded by the Cowboys and pushed right up to their leading scorer, Griffin. Griffin at the Titanian court symbol near the benches. He'll pull one up from deep. That one will not go, but it's rebounded again. Caught now out from 3. Now back to Wenzel. Wenzel over into the corner. Griffin trying to work around. Caleb Boone on him, creating heavy defense. Now up to Wenzel. Wenzel all the way up, and that will not go. And now a foul called on the Rebels. Looks like it's going to go against Caleb Boone. It's going to be their second of the game.
Yeah, this one looks like it's going to be on the ground, but UNLV up by 4 right now. I'm talking, these free throws are going to matter later in the game. If UNLV misses 5 or 6 of them tonight, that's a couple of possessions that UNLV's losing out on.
Yeah. That was Mason Walters who had taken a 3 before that foul. Didn't quite go. Rebels have done a good job keeping the big guys boxed out of the key. And that will be Walters again with the ball. Trying to push it inside. He'll go down, but the ball's going to be loose. It'll be stripped away by Dean Thomas, and the Rebels are going to get the ball back. And now Thomas has the ball going up court. He drives in, and he'll cut it back outside. He'll give it off to Luis Rodriguez. Now back to Dean Thomas outside the 3-point line. Motioning for a screen from Carl Jones. He'll move to the side. Still moving around now, the Rob Whaley Jr. He'll push it in to the key, draws the foul, and it's actually going to go against the Rebels, a traveling violation by Rob Whaley. Sometimes those drives in towards the net don't quite go his way.
Yeah, the problem is that he spun, but he kept on moving his feet when he was spinning. He made like 4 steps there, and it was a pretty obvious travel there by Rob Whaley. But really good hustle play to cause a steal in the last possession by DJ.
There we go. Cowboys have the ball back. It's going to be passed off to Wenzel. Wenzel outside the 3. A nice screen was laid there by Walters, and the long-range 3 won't go, though. Ball still loose. Now gotten back. That'll be putting up, and it won't go as well. Now Whaley will rebound this one. The Rebels will take back possession, and Dean Thomas will carry the ball up court. He'll carry it at the logo. Looking for the play to develop. Caleb looks to call for it inside. Instead, it looks like Dean Thomas wants to motion the ball out towards Luis Rodriguez at the top of the key. Luis Rodriguez looking for a lane. He'll drive it down right to the 3-point line. In the corner, looking to pass it now. 6 on the shot clock. Dean Thomas from way out. He's going to take a 3, and it's not going to go. It's going to rattle in now, but gotten back by Caleb Boone. Put it back in. Keelan scores! Keelan now with 5 points on the night for him after the nice offensive rebound.
Really good hustle there by Keelan Boone. Jumped up, good job boxing out, got the rebound, and created a second chance opportunity for the Rebels.
Now, here we go. The Cowboys have it back again. That'll be number 4 for Cal. It's stolen back by Thomas again. Second steal of the night. Keelan from 3. No, it won't go, but might be rebounded, and it whiz. Put it back up, and it's in. Luis Rodriguez. A nice hustle play there in the hit tight in the paint, and the Rebels lead 26-18 with 3:43 to go.
Yeah, UNLV doing a really good job boxing out, getting that extra opportunity on offense. Last 2 possessions resulted in the first opportunity missing, getting the offensive rebound and putting it back in for 2. And that's why they're up right now by 8 points.
Yeah, timeout called by the Cowboys. So we'll take a little bit of a break here as we'll head to a timeout. UNLV leads 26-18.
One more.
And welcome back to the Thomas and Mack Center as Brian finishes stuffing pistachios into his mouth. We will get right back into the action. And while we were on break, we learned UNLV softball first tournament of the season, February 16th at 3 p.m. Make sure you guys go out there and support our UNLV softball team.
And if you get me into the game, read the articles on UNLVScarletandGray.com. And also pick it up on Mondays. The newspaper will be covering UNLV softball this year.
And the Cowboys will have possession of the ball as we come back off the timeout. This one will be pushed in. It looks like that maybe an illegal screen. I'm not quite sure who that went on. It'll be Dean Thomas who will take the foul, his first of the game. Third foul of the game for the Rebels. So foul on the floor. Sam Griffin will inbound this one. Griffin looking out. He'll go up to Wenzel. And now it'll just be dished back off to Griffin. Griffin pushes it in at the line. Double teamed here. Gets it away. And now this will push back out high for Wenzel. A three. Splash! Now 26-21. The Rebel lead cut down to 5.
Yeah, Wenzel, 6'7" guard. When the taller guards, he could also push towards net, but also really good from the perimeter.
And now it'll be Keelan Boone. Had a nice basket on UNLV's last possession. Now it'll be passed off. Now down inside. Rob Whaley maybe looking to make a move here. Instead, he'll go back up to Thomas. Now outside for Luis Rodriguez. The three. Splash! 29-21. Rebels lead right back up to 8 points. And now Luis Rodriguez went for a steal there. Won't find it. And now this one will be out high. That will be Carl Combs. Combs now gives it back to Griffin. Griffin looks off. And now we'll have it back at the top of the key. Luis Rodriguez on him. He'll go down low. Now it'll be back in the hands of Walters. Walters now just back up to Wenzel. Wenzel back to Walters. Looks to cut in towards the key. He's blocked. He can't get there. Said he's going to put it up. It's going to be tipped right back into the hands. And it's going to be a shot clock violation here on the Wyoming Cowboys.
This is not going to show up into the stat sheet, but Carl Jones made a deflection that caused the shot clock violation there. So no steal for him, but if there's an assist for a steal, Carl Jones will get it.
A beautiful play there by Carl Jones. He read the play very well, was already in position to take that ball away.
I don't know if it was reading the play really well or just, oh, I see the ball, I'm hitting the ball the other
You got to be in the
direction.
right spot in order to deflect it. Now Dean Thomas will have it here. He'll push it up and push out to Brooklyn Hicks, who's checked into the game. Now Keelan Boone will drop it back to Dean Thomas. Dean Thomas cuts in, looks to go towards the middle of the court. He'll float one up, and it'll go! 31-21. The lead is now up to 10 with 2 minutes left in the first half.
That looked really sharp there by DJ Thomas. You could tell he works on that floater all the time because that was an off-balance floater. Looked like he was leaning back a little bit there, but was able to make it even though he was contested.
And now here the ball moved up by the Cowboys. Wenzel will take it. Wenzel now back up to Cott at the top of the key. Cott looks to drive back down low, and good defense there by Luis Rodriguez. And that one's going to be free, knocked free by Rob Whaley. Rob Whaley knocks another one free. Cott puts it up from deep. It's not going to go. It's another shot clock violation.
That might be the most impressive sequence of defending I've seen in college basketball period by Rob Whaley. He deflected the ball 3 times, and then on the shot with 1 second left on the shot clock, he blocks it. Unbelievable defensive stand there by Rob Whaley Jr.
I think that's probably the best defensive stand of the past 2 plays that the Rebels have had all year, completely locked down the inside part of the paint. And now Brooklyn Hicks will have it. Keelan Boone at the UNLV logo. Now off to Luis Rodriguez. Now Dean Thomas will take it to the far corner of half court. Now he pushes it in. Looks, another floater. That one won't go, and it's rebounded. And Griffin will take it up the court for the Cowboys. 1:08 remaining here in the first half. Griffin cuts it in, up, and he will get fouled on the shot. And I believe that'll be Rob Whaley after that nice defensive stand. This time he'll take the foul on the shot. And Griffin will shoot 2.
No, but that's a good foul there. You went up, attempted for a block. You didn't get the block. You fouled him, but not like you made the shot or anything like that. And now it's giving 2 foul shots for Wyoming, but I don't think a bad foul there.
No, the biggest part of this game right now with the Rebels is Griffin gets set to take these free throws. The leading scorer for the Cowboys at 18.1 points a game, only at 3 currently, now 4 as that free throw goes down.
No, but a lot of players, some of them heat up more in the second half. Like both the Boone brothers, most of the time, that's when they heat up is in the second half. Even though tonight they're doing okay to start off, but some players just takes them the second half to start warming up.
And now Griffin, here comes his second free throw. And that one will go as well, despite the best efforts of the UNLV faithful. The Scarlet and Gray couldn't will that one out of the net. And now Dean Thomas will take it back up court. The score is 31-23 as we're into the final minute of the first half. Thomas back up high. Keelan Boone from deep, and it will not go off the outside of the rim. And now back up the court, and it's Griffin. Griffin, after making those last 2 points, passes up to Cott. Cott baits the block attempt, then he'll put it up from deep, and it won't go. Rebounded by Keelan Boone. That's ones that you have to drain if you are caught wide open, and now Thomas will take it, and we'll call the timeout with 37 seconds left in the first. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break here with the UNLV leading 31-23. The Runnin Rebels up 31-23 with 37 seconds left after Thomas calls the timeout. It'll be Keelan Boone who inbounds it here to the freshman Thomas. And he'll survey the scene, trying to drain this clock out, maybe just trying to get to the half, maybe put in a couple more points as well before the clock runs out. 12 on the shot clock, 23 to go in regulation. Thomas makes a nice move. He'll cut inside. He'll lay up a floater, and that one will not go, but the ball is loose, but a foul called, I believe, on the floor, and the Wyoming Cowboys are going to get this ball back. Rob Whaley's second foul of the night, fifth foul of the half for the Rebels. Whaley fouls on back-to-back plays, and he will come out, and that'll probably be his last time touching the court for the half. Walters will inbound it here from the Cowboys side of the court, and they'll push it up to Cott. And Cott looks for Griffin, and Griffin will have it. 12 seconds to go here in regulation. Final 8. Push it up to Cott. 5 seconds. He looks to move. He's going to put it up from 3. He does, and it won't go. Rattle off the boards, and it's deflected away as the clock hits 0 by Paul Jones. And the Rebels will head into half up 31-23.
Both teams very slow on offense in that half, but UNLV's defense, I really feel like, had a really, really good back end of the second half there. Multiple 24-second violations or 30-second violations caused, and their offense did enough to have a lead after the first half.
Yeah, if UNLV can continue to play that way on defense, they may come away with their 12th win of the season, pushing them to 5-4 overall in the conference, which would actually put them above in-state rival UNR.
And it'll also put them above Wyoming because they're head-to-head, and also Wyoming would also have a 5-4 record as well.
All right, well, we'll be right back after halftime. Make sure to grab a stack and join us back. back here inside Thomas and Mack. Apologies if we may have cut out there for the first little bit of the second half. The Rebels leading 39-23 with 15:35 to go. And they are going to get the ball here in their own side of the court. Inbounding this one will be Brooklyn Hicks. And it'll be taken by Keelan Boone. Keelan Boone pushes inside the paint. He'll float that one up quickly, and it will roll out. And the Cowboys will have it back, and now pushed up quickly by Griffin. Now Griffin at the logo. Passes it down inside to Walters. Walters then leaves it out to Powell. Powell now back to Griffin. Brooklyn Hicks boxed out there by Powell. Now Powell has it. Powell pushes it in, and it's going to be on Powell. The foul is called, and the Rebels are going to get the ball back. Or no, actually take that back.
It looks like Carl Jones there. Looked like he bumped a little bit there with Powell. We'll see here. What do you think?
It looked like they pointed towards UNLV's side, and it looked like Powell looked a little bit angered there, but apparently it was on UNLV, and now Griffin will have the ball back. Makes a step back. Luis Rodriguez trying to stay on him. Powell doing a great job trying to create separation, but the UNLV's defense is doing even better. Now Walters inside the paint, puts it up, and it's blocked. A beautiful play there by Carl Jones. Great defensive play. He's been really good for the Rebels all night tonight.
Yeah, he hasn't had that much playing time this year, and people wonder why put in Carl Jones. He's a big defensive threat for the Rebels, and so far, look at the score. He's come up big with multiple blocks so far in the game, and they're limiting Wyoming to a very low margin of score.
And a long three there from Keelan Boone won't go, and just like that, the Cowboys will have the ball back. He was wide open on that one. Couldn't make it. Now caught in the corner. Now moves it back out high. Maybe looking to give the ball up to Griffin, and he does. At the logo. He pushes it in, and that's going to be Carl Jones on him as well. Now it's another defensive steal for the Rebels. Keelan Boone has it. He'll throw it back into Luis Rodriguez. Takes the dribble. Steps, but a beautiful block there by Powell. Real good defensive play there by Powell. He read it and absolutely rejects the chance from Luis Rodriguez on the fast break.
Yeah, good job by Powell. Being patient, waiting for Rodriguez to put up the shot, then put in the block. Too many guys that jump early. That's an easy way to draw a foul. And it doesn't matter if the shot goes in or if you block it. So good job staying on your feet there by Powell. Waited. He was very patient. Made the block there. He's 6'10". He has the ability to be patient. I'm 5'8". I can't block it even if I tried.
And now it'll be caught as the Cowboys have the ball. 12 seconds on the shot clock. They push it off. Right now it's Wenzel. Wenzel looking to drive to the lane, but a good play there by Cottrell. But now it will be a foul called on Cottrell, it looked like, as the Cowboys, Wenzel drove to the net. And as that foul is called, and going back to the other play, it's kind of like a 2-on-1 in hockey. You're trying to play a little bit in between and time that pass across perfectly if you're the offense. And just a great defensive play there by Powell.
And then studio update about UNLV hockey. Not the finish that they really wanted against Utah. They were up a couple goals on them and had an opportunity to get the series sweep, but they were unable to. Utah came back and won in overtime 4-3. But back to UNLV basketball, Don.
And now push inside to Walters. Walters with 11 to go on the shot. Passes out to Wenzel. Wenzel from deep. And again, will not go for the Cowboys. And now Brooklyn Hicks pushes this ball quickly up court. Makes a couple moves, trying to make a man miss. Now dropped to the corner. Cottrell dips it in. Rob Whaley, nice move, but he's fouled there. And it looks like that one will go against Cott.
Whaley looking a little bit shaken up on that play. He's looking good now, but was a little bit worried about how Whaley looked after that.
Yeah, maybe a little bit muscle strain there in his calf. But stretches it out.
Yeah, Brooklyn Hicks picked up his calf and stretched it for him while getting up. I've never seen anything like that before.
I mean, it is really the optimal way to get rid of that bad of a stretch, but now Whaley will have it at the free throw line. His first will go. It's now a 40-point to 23 lead for the Rebels. 17-point difference as UNLV has come out very good here in the second half, and the Cowboys have yet to see a shot fall. Whaley for his second, up, and it will ring off the iron, and now it'll be pushed up by Griffin, 40-23 with 13-11 left here in the second half. Now Cott has it, right next to the logo. He looks to push it in. He will. He'll float it over. Now it's blocked. Brooklyn Hicks picks it up. Nice little dribble move. Lays it up and in. 42-23. A 19-point lead for the Rebels.
Carl Jones on the bench looked like he was mad that Hicks didn't try to go up for a dunk there. He was like, oh no, man, I know you can go up and get it in.
They might be telling him to hit the weight room, maybe get work on that vertical just a little bit. But Brooklyn Hicks will take the 2 points as the timeout's called now. And we'll be right back after this break. UNLV up 42-23. Break here, live from Thomas the Back. The UNLV Runnin Rebels lead the Wyoming Cowboys 42-23.
Well, number 23 is a big number because, you know, Reggie Theus is number 23. But I think it's pretty much sealed by now, but you never want to seal this. Do you think Desiree Young can solidify number 23 so it's retired both in men's and women's basketball?
Oh, most definitely. Desiree Young, a force on the Lady Rebels basketball team that is number 1 in the Mountain West as they look for a 3rd straight Mountain West title next month. And now driving in from the Cowboys here, it's up, and their first basket of the second half comes from Sam Griffin. It's now 42-25 as Brooklyn Hicks pushes this up court.
Just like Chris Davis a couple of years ago, he's due. You know, when you go in 50 when you're up, you're due for a hit.
And now Brooklyn Hicks down low. Rob Whaley, or excuse me, that's Isaiah Cotrello took it. Now back to Keelan Boone. Keelan Boone looked to drove in. Now looks like he's going to be a little patient here. Now drives in again, lays one up, gets the floater and one for Keelan Boone. He's been looking for that all night, and finally he draws the foul and the and one.
Gets the call, does the fadeaway, makes it there. Good job there by Keelan Boone, knowing where he is on the court. A lot of people would say, don't take that shot, you're tightly contested. It's a fadeaway, but then Boone, he's like, all right, I can draw a foul, and I know I'm confident enough to make the shot. So Boone's just put up UNLV. If he makes this here, as he doesn't, it's up 44-25.
Yeah, the 19-point lead still restored, and as you were saying, the knowledge that Keelan Boone possesses, the 5th-year senior, knows a lot more than some other people would. As now Griffin pushes this out to the side, lays it up, and it's stolen by Keelan Boone. Boone up court, Looks like he would have made the pass to Rodriguez, but he'll get another and one. A beautiful basket by Keelan Boone. Now we'll see if this time he gets the and one, as it's now 46-25 for the Rebels.
Now there's the second straight opportunity of having a three-point play. Let's see if he does it now, but we'll find out after this timeout. Score is 46-25, just under 12 minutes to go in regulation.
We are back here inside the mag as Keelan Boone looks to complete his three-point play. Second consecutive attempt. He missed the free throw on the first one, as the Rebels have a 21-point lead here in the second half. Only one basket made for the Cowboys at this point. And it's up, and it won't go. 0 for 4 tonight for Keelan Boone from the free throw line.
Yeah, free throws aren't really working. Good thing for UNLV is that a lot isn't working more for Wyoming. They only have 25 points in the first 29 minutes of play.
Walters in on Luis Rodriguez, pulls it up. That's actually Jackie Johnson who was covering, but that one from deep three-point range doesn't go. Rebounded by Powell, but then taken away here by Jackie Johnson. He pushes up court. Ooh, and it looked like he may have felt something there, a little bit of a twinge. So he pushed it up court, but the Rebels will maintain possession.
Slow it down. Wyoming, they're having trouble to score at all. Control the pace of the game. Slow it down so Wyoming doesn't get as many opportunities.
Jackie Johnson up and in. So really didn't affect him very much after as he pulled up. And that is now a 48-25 lead for the Rebels. And now it's Griffin. Griffin against Keelan Boone. He'll move it down low to Powell. And Powell kind of forced back up by Cottrell. Now Wenzel back to Griffin. Keelan trying to make a move here. A lot of turnovers by the Wyoming Cowboys at this point in the second half. Now it's Cott looking to move it around the free throw line. Now he moves it back up. Almost a turnover there. Powell almost lost the ball. And it looks like we'll see what they call here.
Wyoming might have called a timeout. 1 second left on the play on the clock. Yeah, they have 1 second on the shot clock. A little late there to call a timeout. They should have called it at 2, 3 seconds left. But now only 1 second. You just gotta catch and shoot it.
Yeah, catch and shoot will be the plan for the Cowboys, but another timeout here. So we're going to take another quick break. We'll bring you right back as soon as the action resumes. All right, we are back here inside the MAC with 1 second on the shot clock for the Cowboys after they called that timeout. Inbounding here by Griffin. You'd expect it to maybe go to Wenzel on the outside. Looking to pass it. They're leaving him open in the corner. Catch and shoot. And the three will not go. Rebounded here by Walters. Put it up, and he will be fouled. The basket will not go. So 2 free throws coming up for the big man, number 33.
That was as poorly executed from UNLV as you could get. If you're going to leave someone open to shoot, might as well get the rebound. But they didn't either. They left a wide open 3, and then they let Walters get the rebound.
Yeah, there was nobody really in the paint to even contest that rebound, as now Walters will shoot his first of 2 free throws. The 5th UNLV foul. And that one will go. Now a 48-26 lead.
Now here's the issue for Wyoming. In the first 30 minutes of play, if he makes this, it'll be 27 points. Let's see if he does. He doesn't.
Nope, that one still goes back up. Another point, and that'll be actually turned into a 3-point play off the blunder by the UNLV Rebels.
Okay, first 30 minutes of play, he scored 28 points. If you're down by 20 with 10 minutes to go, it's not very favorable for you to score what you did in 30 and 10. So we'll see what happens. But does Wyoming, they really got to flip a switch.
Now Kalen Boone will drive it into the paint. He's done it well this time, but now it runs off Cottrell's hand and goes out of play. So the Cowboys will now retain possession.
Take your time. Have a long possession. Wyoming, it takes them a year to score. Why give them the ball back right away? Be slow.
This is where the Rebels have had trouble, though, is late in the second half, making sure to close out games. It's come back to bite them before. We'll see what happens here. Because now the Cowboys have it. Walters will take it outside of the 3-point line. Now back to Wenzel. Wenzel will drive it in towards the paint. Looks to put it up. Bates the block and will draw another foul. And I believe that one may go against Whaley.
Yeah, that one's definitely going to go on Whaley.
His third.
Maybe a little bit of foul trouble for the Rebels right now. 3rd for Whaley and already 3 for Caleb Boone.
But the Rebels, they've shifted a lot of their forwards and centers so far in this game, so none of them are in like real foul trouble. Whaley, it's 10 minutes to go. They'll have 2 more fouls. And like they have Whaley, Boone, Cottrell, Jones. They've been rotating them pretty well tonight, so not too much foul trouble they have.
First free throw goes for Wenzel. He'll take his second now. And it will not go. Almost another 3-point play there for the Cowboys, but they can't get their offensive rebound. And now Dean Thomas will push it up. Now Luis Rodriguez outside to Keelan Boone. Now back to Dean Thomas at the logo. 3 men at the top of the key for the Rebels, and Thomas will push this one down. And now he goes down low to Whaley. Whaley pushing in, and then he's blocked on that one. The Cowboys are going to get the ball back. And now it'll be Griffin who pushes this one up. Griffin, 1-on-1 versus Thomas. Now they move it to the outside. It's caught against Jackie Johnson, and Jackie Johnson is going to deflect it out, so the Cowboys will retake possession here with 19 seconds on the shot clock.
That's the issue. Wyoming, they're not fast-paced enough. They still look like they're playing like it's the first quarter, but they're down by 19 points with under 10 minutes to go.
And Caleb Boone will come back in for his brother Keelan.
And now what's been the issue? Rebounding. Now you got Rob Whaley and you have Caleb Boone, both of them in, that can definitely help out with the rebounding.
Making sure they start to box him out of the paint just a little bit more effectiveness. Now the Cowboys, it's Griffin from deep, from 3, will not go. They have yet to make a 3 here in the second half, and then that one will go out of play. So the Rebels will have possession. Whaley Jr. will inbound it.
Yeah, Wyoming not shooting good from beyond the arc tonight, and that's something that we all thought that would be something that they'll be efficient in. Shooting 40% so far in the season roughly, and they're 3 for 22 tonight. So an unprecedented game by Wyoming's pretty much caused this score. They're at under 30 points in the final 10 minutes of regulation.
Yeah, their top scorer, Griffin, only with 1 3, and Cott, another guy who you like to see take a lot of threes, hasn't made one from beyond the arc tonight. The Rebels, here we go. Luis Rodriguez off to Caleb Boone. He'll drive it in. He'll put it up, and it will not go. And despite the fight by Rob Whaley under the basket, the Cowboys come away with it. Now it's Cott. Cott drives in, almost breaking the legs of Jackie Johnson there, but he stays in.
Yeah, Johnson, he knows how to stay with it.
Now this one put up, and like you said, they putting the big man down low, but it's going to be an and one. And Nice play there by the Cowboys. They're slowly starting to climb back into the game, but time is ticking away.
Yeah, because UNLV, they're not playing great on offense either. Caleb Boone, 0 points so far tonight. They're under 50 points in the final 10 minutes of play as well. So I know we're talking so much about Wyoming just because of how unprecedentedly bad their offense has been tonight. But UNLV, not much better.
Caleb Boone, 0 points and 4 fouls as he will go sit on the bench again. Not a game to remember for him. And now stepping up to the line, that'll be number 5, Cameron Nawu. Haven't seen him in too much action tonight. His free throw will go. So his first basket of the night is a 3-point play. As the free throw is knocked down, it's now 48-32. Deaton Thomas at the logo drops it off to Jackie Johnson. Now Deaton has it again, back to Johnson. He'll take the 3, and it won't go. But it's fought for here. And the Cowboys are going to get possession after it was, they say, last touch by a Rebel.
The shot selection in the second half, late in the second half, has been horrific for the Rebels. They're almost wanting Wyoming to get back into the game, it looks like.
They started the half out hot on a nice little run. They got them up to 21-point lead. That has since stopped. It's now down to 16. And the Cowboys starting to put some stuff together. We'll see if they're able to. Now up from deep from Wenzel, and that will not go again as another 3-pointer doesn't go. But the rebound is not there. Right inside, and it's called on Whaley. Another and 1.
This Rebels team is looking terrible right now. I don't know how to, that's just how they are because they're playing bad defense right now. They're letting open threes happen. They have no one that's able to rebound the ball. And then on offense, they're taking terrible shots early in the shot clock. They can let it run a lot more, and they're not. So I would give UNLV, if it was between an A, B, C, D, F, I would give them an F for the last 5 minutes of play.
And not only that, if the Cowboys are knocking down these threes, this game's a completely different story. Wyoming may even be up by 10 points in this game. But as we hit the timeout now, we'll be right back after this short break.
You gotta put on the jersey.
We are back here inside Thompson back. Another 3-point play opportunity for the Wyoming Cowboys. Currently a 14-point lead for the Rebels. That was at one point a 21-point lead. And as we described before we went to the break, the Rebels looking really, really bad right now. They need to pull it together if they don't want the Cowboys to get back into this game. Walters, the next part of the 3-point play, it will go. Yeah. Now a 13-point lead.
They're up by 13, but they've done everything possible in the last 5 minutes of losing. If they want to lose the game, they've got the blueprint. The last 5 minutes of play.
Now Brooklyn Hicks will have it beyond the arc. Looks to push it down in. Nobody really guarding the perimeter right now for Wyoming. They're leaving that 3 ball open. Brooklyn Hicks has it. He'll take it in towards the net. And that one's going to float to nowhere. An absolute air ball by Brooklyn Hicks. And now Cottle pushes one back up for the Cowboys quickly. Cott dribbling at the logo. One-on-one versus Brooklyn Hicks. And he gets around Hicks all the way down. Lays a floater up. It'll be a rebound by Keelan Boone and off to Dean Thomas as the Rebels will push this one back up.
Offense still looks terrible, but their defense at least they're getting rebounds, Donovan.
And now Keelan Boone in the corner. Looks like they're a little bit of a double team. Dean Thomas now up high. Brooklyn Hicks. Looks like it's almost like a 3-player pressure guarding towards the center of the court. Now Brooklyn Hicks has it. He cuts in. Leaves it back out high. Keelan Boone. Nice read by Hicks, but it goes off the outside of the iron. But Keelan Boone steals it back inside. And it's Rodriguez who gets the layup.
That's what happens when you take your time and find a shot that you want. You got Luis Rodriguez wide open below the rim. You give him the ball. You put it into the hoop. That's all you need to do. If they did it the last 5 minutes of the game, we wouldn't even be talking about this game possibly being close.
And Manyawu turns it over almost to Luis Rodriguez, but now turns it back in. Walters loses the ball. No foul called. Looked like Wyoming wanted one there.
Yeah, Jeff Linder almost ran onto the court to tell the referee his peace of mind.
Almost like a tackle in football there, but no foul called, and Dean Thomas will now pass it off to Brooklyn Hicks. Hicks looks to take the 3, and then he will step back. Now back to Thomas, over to the corner for Keelan Boone. Splash! The first 3-pointer, I believe, of the second half.
Take your time, find good shots. That's all they need to do. I don't know why it took them an extra 5 minutes and a timeout to find out that information, but they're starting to now get things back together.
Yeah, back to an 18-point lead for the Rebels now inside. Manyawu fouled. Looked like they're on the shot. And now
it's going to be on DJ. Took a little swipe there.
Second foul of the night for Thomas. And that would send Manyawu back to the free throw line. Converted on the 3-point play earlier. Another set of 2 here coming up. Gets ready, up it goes, and it won't go on his first attempt. Remaining an 18-point game. Carl Jones will head on to the bench, and Caleb Boone will come back in. Again, one more foul, and he is done for the night. 0 points on the board for him right now.
Yeah, and only 1 rebound. Just not the night that he's wanted to have, because UNLV, they've had trouble rebounding on both sides of the court.
Now Manyawu's second free throw of the foul. He puts it in. Student section's loud, but it'll still go. So now down to a 17-point lead, 53-36 with 5:37 remaining in the half.
Not a lot of people expected under 100 points scored combined by both teams tonight.
Keelan Boone lays it off to Dean Thomas. Dean Thomas looks to push it in, and he will reverse. Keelan Boone from deep, and it rolls out. Luis Rodriguez still has it. Looks like he wants to put it back up. Instead, it'll go back to Keelan Boone wide open. He'll dribble it in. Looks to take the shot. Will it not go, especially on the putback there by Luis Rodriguez. And now the Cowboys will push this one up quickly. Wenzel inside. Manyawu scores. Now a 53-40 lead.
No, 53-38.
Yeah, they were really quick on the update. Now Dean Thomas will have it at the logo. Down in for Keelan Boone. Keelan now outside. That one's put up by Rodriguez. Splash! The 3 goes! Now 56-38, the Rebels lead.
This offense looks a lot more patient, looks more comfortable. And that's why UNLV, I really feel like they're going to cruise away to victory in this one, because their offense is really starting to find themselves together, starting to be more patient with the ball.
Now they push it in. Caleb Boone needs to be careful here. Right underneath the basket. And Yahoo fouled. And unsure who that's going to go against. We'll go against the Rebels. But and it'll be Luis Rodriguez that takes the foul. Really important there because Caleb Boone was in the mix.
He was. He was in the mix. He has 4 fouls, but he has had his hands up. He stood there. But, you know, anything can happen in college basketball.
And again,
all it takes is just calling it on the wrong guy, and then you're out of the game.
Just like that, Manyawu will step back to the line. 2 for 3 on the night from the free throw line. He'll put it up. And his first one will not go. Both teams struggling from the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, a lot of the Wyoming faithful are making their way to the exit. A couple Wyoming fans behind us, but they're staying.
Maybe a chance for a comeback, who knows? Like 8 straight threes. Next part is up and good. And now it'll be a 56-39 lead for the Rebels. 4:16 remaining in regulation. Dean Thomas at the logo, pushes it up. Wenzel will be guarding him. And it's at this point in the game where the Rebels are going to try and start to kill that clock.
They should have a lot earlier in this game, but it's good that they are at least now.
Brooklyn Hicks driving it in, now sends it back out high, back across. It's Luis Rodriguez who has it right now from beyond the arc. He dished it down inside to Caleb Boone. Caleb Boone puts it up, and it will not go. Caleb Boone still trying to find a basket. It looked like Keelan was tripped up a little bit there, but no call. Now right back up to Minyalu. Puts it up from 3, splash! Wenzel.
He was due. He couldn't make it all night, and now he got it with just over 3.5 to go.
Cowboys leading scorer tonight. Wenzel with 12. Also has 3 rebounds and an assist to go along in his night. And now Dean Thomas will have it here. So looks to kill more clock. 14-point lead for the Rebels, 56-42, and now a timeout called.
Timeout. UNLV.
UNLV will take that. So while we take a little bit of a break here inside the MAC, we'll let you guys enjoy a little bit of a break yourselves. We'll be right back. Back here inside the MAC, a 14-point Rebel lead, 56-42, with 3:22 remaining in regulation. The Rebels trying to wrap this win up here at home, as they will have possession to start off after the media timeout.
What Kruger just designed right now was the play that will end the game. That's what his plan is. Get like a bucket, and then it'll pretty much seal it, even though it's pretty much sealed up, but he created a play here to try to seal it up. That's what the goal was at that timeout.
Dean Thomas inside to Caleb Boone. Now back up high to Dean Thomas. He'll drive it in. Won't find anything. He's strapped in the corner, and he puts one up, and it won't go, but it is rebounded by the Cowboys. Fought in there by Caleb Boone, but he couldn't find it.
Well, 2 clock didn't really win the game, though.
Now that one lifted up, and instead of finding a basket that might end the game, it's Sam Griffin who finds a 2-ball, and it's now 56-44. UNLV taking their time, bringing the ball up court. 22 seconds left, and Caleb Boone will have it. Drops it off to his brother Caleb.
Yeah, they can just chew the clock pretty effectively here. If you keep it above 10 with under a minute to go, you're in good shape.
Keelan in the corner, back to DJ. Now down low. Now back up high. Thomas, 3. Splash! His first 3 of the night. And just like that, the Rebels right back up by 15, and that may be the basket that seals it with 2:14 left in regulation. Sam Griffin off here to Cott. Caught to Wenzel. Wenzel guarded by Luis Rodriguez, and he may have had it stolen by Rodriguez. Now, lots of whistles fly, and it looks like there's going to be a foul underneath the basket as Thomas is down.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. I was watching Rodriguez. Rodriguez thought that the foul was on him. He put his hands up. Why is there a foul on me? And I was thinking the same thing. Why is there a foul on Rodriguez? Look, it's a perfect play.
UNLV will get the ball back here with 2:05 remaining in the second. 59-44 the score currently. And the real big question now for the Rebels is Caleb Boone going to get a basket here before time expires?
Well, let's give him the ball. Maybe he gets fouled.
That one goes right up to Caleb, and he has the ball for a moment before he lays it off back to Jackie Johnson, who gives it off to Dean Thomas. Thomas to Johnson. Johnson back to Thomas as they look to kill the clock, and Dean almost walked in all alone until the defense repositioned. Caleb Boone now down on the key up top. Thomas, another 3. Splash! It's 62-44.
But they're leaving him wide open. Might as well take the shot. Just let the clock drain to a point where, all right, there's only like it's in single digits. Then let him take the shot. It's a good play there.
62-44, 18-point lead for the Rebels. And now it's Griffin, double teamed here. Johnson may not be the tallest guy in the court, but showed off his vertical there, trying to block that one. But now it's down low to Walters. Walters goes all the way down low to Nyawu. And he makes that basket. Now 62-46, a minute and 9 seconds remaining. Thomas pushes this ball slowly up court, has Johnson to his left. He's just going to kill all the time left. And it doesn't look like the Cowboys are keen to try and stop this clock.
Yeah, and it's the score is pretty much already out of reach. But Wyoming, they scored the majority of their points in this game within the last 10 minutes of the game.
And now the Cowboys will get the ball back, though. As there's 6 seconds left on the shot clock, it looked like it went off Caleb Boone. So now the Cowboys will have it back again. And it will be pushed up by Nyawu. To push it up court. Beyond the 3 line, almost to the corner. Griffin makes his way back. And not quite sure what that play was. Griffin just bounced it off of Rodriguez and will get possession right back. I'm just trying to reset the play just a little bit. And now Griffin over the head of Rodriguez to Walters. Walters pushes it down in. Now finds Nyawu, and he has been great tonight as he now leads the team in points with 13 after coming off the bench.
Yeah, and also big mismatch because it's a 6'9" versus Dean, who's a 6'1", so it's like a 8-inch little gap right there, and Thomas is sitting like commit a foul. Nothing stupid, just like in the game. But right now, they're just gonna take out the ball. They probably hold it for victory.
Wyoming calls the timeout. You hear some news here inside Thomas and Mack. I mean, the game's over, 62-48. But we won't go away from this media timeout. The game's pretty much over anyway. I want to touch on the fact that UNLV, they had a lot of contributors tonight, especially even though Caleb Boone didn't have his finest outing. And on the other side, I feel like Wyoming, outside of Nyawu, didn't have any contributors off their bench really, and they kept in a lot of the same big guys out there, and they never really found a formula that worked against this UNLV defense.
Well, under 30 seconds to go, Don. I agree. I don't understand the timeout by Wyoming.
There was that. Maybe it's just the thing about, I hear it in Madden all the time about these announcers that they use the same lines over and over again. This one applies here. Maybe the coaches want to see one thing done well before this game ends. Oh, we'll see it here.
Well, you had already 39 and a half minutes to show that, and they haven't.
Not quite exactly what the Cowboys wanted out of this game.
Well, they are going to come out heavy press, so you just throw it over to the right side of Caleb, which is what I would do, but they're not.
And are they going to foul here? No,
they're going to go tight press. You got to get it over for the 8 seconds, not at
And
all.
they do, and this very well may be it. Caleb up high to Jackie Johnson. 15 seconds left. Johnson pushes through everybody, tries to go wide, and they will most likely kill the rest of this clock. The final 6 seconds tick down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the Rebels win this game by a final score of 62-48.
A very dominant win there for UNLV. Not in the offensive side. I feel like on the defensive side, they played really good defense. Wyoming couldn't shoot from beyond the arc, but then in the interior, in the paint, the Rebels dominated, gained many blocks on Wyoming in this one.
It was an impressive game for the UNLV defense, and now they move to 12-9 on the season and a 5-4 conference record that I believe, if I'm correct, propels them to 5th overall in the Mountain West now. So a big win here for UNLV. It really looked as if this was a similar type of game to when UNLV played Air Force. Wyoming just didn't come out with their best game plan, and UNLV made them pay for it.
I just feel like Wyoming, they couldn't make their three-pointers at all, and they had trouble in the paint because UNLV was doing good defensively. Wyoming, when they're supposed to be one-dimensional, they're not a very scary team. And UNLV, they took advantage of Wyoming only being one-dimensional tonight.
And just like that, next game coming up for the Rebels, what do we have, Ryan?
Well, coming up for the Runnin Rebels, they're going to be playing against, their next game here is going to be against UNR on February 17th, but their next game is going to be at New Mexico on February 10th.
So that's a really hard place to play, where the Rebels will go into the pit. Not many teams come out of there with a win, but the Rebels, in order to keep this season really at the top of the Mountain West, they'll need that win. They already beat them once here at the Thomas and Mack Center. Again, next home game against UNR, one of the best rivalries in college basketball, in my opinion. Make sure to come and pack the Mack for that one. But until then, and this is so long from the Scarlet and Gray Free Press, I'm Donovan Hicks, joined by Ryan Gilder. Have a nice night, and we will see you right back here against UNR.